Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. We're taking a quick look here again at ICP, seeing what's going on, helping understand best practice and big picture. I drew this little X on that chart as like kind of a potential entry target, and we're not close yet, okay? So folks, trying to get super excited. We're inside the cloud. It's not really a buy zone at this point, okay? There's a lot of things we need to double check and verify before that happens, and also the fact that Bitcoin took off and ICP is kind of still in the same spot is not a great sign, okay? Not to say it can't pull its head out or effectively continue higher, just implies it's not a great sign. So you know what, we're just gonna leave that in there and kind of double check a few things. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. Love to teach people to trade, and I hope you can learn something here today. Obviously, if you want to become a better trader, I've got a trading academy, university, well, same thing, right? And then of course a Signals community here over on our Discord and Telegram. We took profits from Matic, 25% RDNT, 25% SNX, 45%. These are all trades taken yesterday. And then of course, Solana 3 days ago, we took a trade 25% roughly on that one. We did trigger a stop loss for Bitcoin. That was a short we took roughly 2 weeks ago, but it all averages out, right? We're still in the green because we didn't use a large position size or anything crazy. So cool stuff is we're in good shape with that. And we're going to see if there's any consideration for a position here with ICP. So, talking about big picture, stochastic RSI is still swinging up, RSI is still high, money flow index is trailing behind the traditional RSI. I don't love to see the money flow index lower than the RSI. We want it to be switched around in most cases, but the daily time frame, things are extremely lagging, not really a big deal. Take a look at the moving averages, all moving up. Simply put, easy money right now, if you will. In other words, we're on the right side of tracks. There's no real reason to consider shorting. Yes, the price could drop by 20% tomorrow, and we'll still be up above that trend line, okay? It just implies you're better off taking long positions versus short positions. Now, I'm not saying that is the case right now. I'm just saying in general, that's kind of what you want to use the larger time frame for and those moving averages to understand which side of the tracks you're on. We can kind of see this here. We're running concurrent with the 20-day SMA. At this point, we're just going to go ahead and draw this guy out. We'll just go ahead and put it up to the highest point. So yeah, basically, you know, with trend lines, again, they're just kind of good little indications of letting you know where you're at and if you are effectively on the right side of the track. So in this case here, we're still above the 20-day SMA. So we don't have to really be super concerned with the fact that the price is going to drop. It could still do that, but we're on the right side of tracks. Just gives us a little bit more confidence knowing that a long position is slightly larger statistical probability than a short. Now this is where things get interesting though. We got a MACD divergence here hitting pretty hard. That's commonly a good swing trade signal to go short, okay? We were also retesting the bottom half of this range more frequent than we are testing the top half. And that's not a good sign. The more likely we are to break down because of the fact that we are we're retesting that lower level frequently. Okay, so again, interesting stuff there, but just something to kind of pay attention to. And then if we take a look, of course, at the TD sequential, we're range bound, so it's not really a big deal. If there's any liquidity levels, we can see them here. Double check. There's a fair value gap down as low as about $11 to $12. Okay, so it's a rough estimate of the price coming down there. That's a previous support / resistance level anyways. So we want to pay attention to that $12 mark regardless. So if the price does continue lower, $12 should give us some kind of support. That's the 0.5 in Fibonacci here. Okay, so that's a really, really good support range. So I like to kind of give worst case scenarios here. So in other words, based on Elliott Wave, it is anticipating this being an ABC pattern now. We've completed our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the A wave is potentially in. We could very well see the bottom here about 1250. That implies the next high is going to be a lower high, lower than this. And then it implies also the following one will be a lower low, okay? So that's kind of what it looks like there. Generally speaking, that's where we're at here for this coin, at least on the 4-hour time frame. Is that set in stone? Definitely not. I got to kind of reiterate that sometimes because folks will, just hear what they want to hear in these videos. And I got to tell you, I'm not really seeing anything that's like super telling to either the top or the bottom. Like, is it going to take off? Is it going to explode? I don't know. We don't have any confirmational signs yet. And a lot of that confirmation comes from the hourly, which is what I try to, kind of reiterate and reaffirm in my videos here. And with us being below or within the cloud, basically below the upper lead and within the cloud, that is a no buy zone. Which is why we have this X spot up here, because if the price can progress to this range here and, close for 2 to 4 hours above the cloud, then we would have that confirmation and know that we're in decent shape. We preferably want to be above this $14 mark too. I drew this out in my charts earlier because there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 attempts to try to break through that level and hasn't succeeded yet. So it's a tentative resistance level for us. All the more reason why a candlestick closure above 14 is what we're looking for. So we get a daily candlestick close tomorrow at $14 or higher, I might consider long. as long as the other contributing factors are there, okay? I'm not just gonna jump in blindly because today I thought it was good, tomorrow it's gonna be different. We've got to understand that too. One thing that won't be different, and this is actually really awesome, is Bitunix. Phenomenal exchange. Be sure to utilize them if you haven't already. Link down below. We got some users in our community that just love it, and I do too. They're my primary exchange, and there's a reason for it because they got a lot of good features too. So be sure to reference that. Trailing stop losses, multiple profit targets, things you need to really be a good trader, in my personal opinion, because securing profits is a huge part of where people are deficient. Talk a lot about that in my trading university and in our community, so be sure to jump on over to that. Check that out. I mean, we got some really cool stuff here. Solana XRP, we're scalping the heck out of it. Yeah, we had a stop loss. I think that was a short, but we made up for it with all these other longs here, right? So again, it all equals out at the end, folks. Again, power in numbers, as long as those numbers aren't too crazy, because again, these are 5x leverage trades on my day trading, and of course my swing trades are somewhere between 5 to 10x, okay? And we're getting some really good results as a result of that too. I mean, if you look at this here, what ICP from this weekend, 140% in 3 days, swing trades can definitely bring in some money, okay? That's what my primary income is, honestly. That's just the way it goes. All right, thanks again for watching. Appreciate you liking, subscribing, and following if you haven't already. Jumping over to Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, get to know our community. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.